folks to your channel. Hey, this is really getting interesting with this guitar ladder system. I've sold over 3,600 courses. People are calling me up. I'm asking people to call me now when they want a free. I mean, I can send you the samples first, but I need you to send me a phone number because I want to talk to people. I want to make sure it's a good fit. A lot of people are buying the course that have master's degrees in music, doctorate degrees. Folks, I've got a whole new way of learning here, and what I want to explain here in this video a little bit, for one thing, is that for $199, this is thousands of dollars of material. I'm really giving this away, but it's a passion to me that I'm raising the price for next year. So if you want to jump on the ladder, you know, for the guitar ladder system, right, you should come in soon. If you need to give me $100 now and $100 in 2 or 3 weeks, that's fine, but this is so much information. It's a lot of work for me. But here's what I want to talk about today a little bit is this is not a left brain situation. When you learn everything through little formulas, the left brain is too slow, it's too analytical. You're not going to become a great musician. You're not going to learn to improvise by learning a bunch of little formulas. You have to experience it through the chord studies. That's why through work in my studies, you learn to improvise because you learn how to put chords together. And my system feeds the subconscious mind. You're not going to learn how to improvise by a very rigid left brain paralysis through analysis. This is a huge point. I've got a new way of learning here, which is rooted in the old way of learning, like people like Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass, who I studied with when I was young. I'm 62. I studied with Joe Pass when I was about 21, 22. And these guys didn't learn by real, strict formulas like, okay, if you're playing this chord, you have to play this scale. I'm not saying that stuff isn't valid, but what I'm saying is that music and higher learning, like learning art, is about learning how to experience the different components and variables, and it's your own subconscious mind that will piece that together. Like, did you know when you eat a banana, your subconscious has to release 860 enzymes? I mean, our body is a walking miracle, folks, and our subconscious mind runs the whole thing. The subconscious is unbelievably fast, unbelievably deep. They said it would take, a building the size of the Empire State Building filled with computers to have the capacity of our human brain. What I'm trying to say is that's why I teach the subconscious mind. My material is absorbed by the subconscious mind, and then from there, your subconscious mind is going to start piecing together, how to put all these different variables together, the 10 systems of improvisation. The simplicity of the guitar ladder system is the most powerful thing, because if I were to lean on a bunch of left brain stuff like a lot of teachers do, it actually slows you down. It actually would make it more difficult for you to actually learn. So it's very important. That's why my studies actually allow you your subconscious mind to absorb the material, because the minute you start getting into a lot of left brain analytical type stuff, it slows the process down. Your subconscious mind is extremely powerful, folks, okay? Like I said, I'm using this analogy that it runs your body. So that's why it's important to have an attitude of not putting a bunch of pressure on yourself for results. Don't be result oriented. Get into the day-by-day practice. Trust that my method works. I mean, that's how I got this all going. Was my students saw such massive results that they were like, Steve, you've got to do this. And I saw results that really bordered on supernatural. I'm not kidding. I saw people with no talent at all writing some incredible stuff. And it was getting weird, But that was the motive. And I had students telling me take a quantum leap. So this is just a simple point. For one thing, prices of the guitar ladder is going up. If you're interested, call me. I'm not going to try to sell you like somebody just called me from Australia. I want to make sure we're a good match. I want to make sure you understand the program. If you understand it, and I want to hear certain things come out of your mouth. If I hear those things, that I know that we're a good match. Like the guy I just spoke to from Australia. We were just talking, and he said, well, I'd like to get to the point where I can actually find on the guitar some of the musical ideas I'm hearing in my head. That's exactly what I say. So when I heard that, I already knew he was a good match, but when I heard that, I was like, you know what, you're perfect. Because that's what the guitar ladder system can do. It's going to give your subconscious mind those tools where you'll be able to hear and then find those musical ideas on your guitar. Now, how long does it take? I I can't say, and I don't want to bullshit people and say, oh, in exactly 2.5 months. It might be 2 months, it might be 6 months, it might be 5 months. Here's the thing. You have to approach the guitar ladder system and becoming a better musician, artist, and learning how to improvise and learning how to hear different musical sounds and find them on the guitar. You need to, in order for your subconscious mind to do the magic, you need to free it up without putting pressure on it, without putting goals, without putting restrictions. You have to get into a day-by-day process, kind of a one-day-at-a-time thing, so that your subconscious mind relaxes and it makes it fun. And then it will start putting things together, and I've seen so many people just take quantum leaps. Like I said, people are buying my course with, you know, master's degrees, doctorate degrees in music. I've even sold some courses to some very, very well-known, famous touring artists. They don't want their name repeated, but they just realize, you know, that music is about constant growth. Even though they're very, very successful and financially successful, they want to continue to grow as musicians and artists. And boy, I really respect that. And this is what's making it so interesting. It is, you know, all these different people ordering the system. So I mean, if you're like an intermediate level player, you know, advanced level player, I've had people buy it who's been playing for 35 years. Intermediate level, you're going to make so much progress. But I want you to call me. You can email me at polkzoo@gmail.com, polkzoo@gmail.com for samples, but you got to put your phone number there. I want to touch bases with you on the phone. I'm not going to try to sell you. If I don't think we're a good match, I'll tell you, but I want you to understand the system, and it's a lot easier for me to explain it on the phone than it is in a short video. So, you know, if you feel like you're a little stuck and you just love guitar and you really want to make some progress and get a lot more out of the time that you practice, we should talk. You know what I mean? And for $199, it seriously is like, I've had people drive 250 miles and pay me $100 for private lessons. So I mean, $199 is just, it's a giveaway, folks. It is. This is my passion. Price is going up next year. So if you're interested in the guitar ladder system, and more importantly, if you're interested in making some real progress, some real growth, learning how to improvise with chords and single notes, learning how to compose, learning how to hear the musical thoughts that are floating around your head, because my system teaches the subconscious. There's nothing even close out there. And again, I'm 62. I studied with Joe Pass when I was, you know, when I was like in my early 20s. I also studied from Horace Hatchett, who taught Howard Roberts how to play. Howard Roberts started the Musicians Institute in North Hollywood, California, one of the biggest and most successful music schools in the world. That was Howard Roberts started that. I studied with the guy he studied with when Howard was a young man in Arizona. He took from Horace Hatchett. I studied with Horace Hatchett 4 or 5 times. I've studied flamenco, concert level classical, but I really have something special here, folks. It's a result of 35, 40 years of work. If you're tired of being stuck, if you're tired of not being able to compose, if you want to discover the music, this isn't bullshit, this is true. If you want to discover the music, and I'm a little pumped about this right now because I've been selling a lot of courses and talking. What really excites me is I'm talking to people that are admitting, well, I need some growth, and I've done this and I've done this and nothing's worked. And they're actually so happy to have found this. So if you really want to get unstuck, if you want to hear the music floating around your head, if you want to discover who you are musically, you want to wake up the artist within, you want to wake up your creativity within, you're tired of wasting time on the guitar, you're tired of busy work and guitar instruction that doesn't really work, this is it. The guitar ladder system is what you're looking for in a guitar instruction system that will wake up the artist within, teach you how to improvise, teach you how to go all over your guitar neck in beautiful chords, learn how to create style and color and tension and resolution. Folks, this is the real deal. It really works. So it's a little hard to explain all this while I'm, you know, playing. But anyway, for samples, send me an email to polkzoo@gmail.com, polkzoo, polkzoo@gmail, just like my channel, polkzoo@gmail.com. I'll send you some samples. Send me your phone number, though, because if I'm going to send you samples, I want to touch bases on the phone. There's no pressure at all. I don't work that way. I never have worked that way. But I want you to understand how special this is, and I want you to understand the opportunity that you have for some real growth here, okay? Because there's not anything out there even close to this. And if you love guitar, but you know you have a little, you're not able to improvise or compose, this is it, okay? And like I said, the most important thing about the guitar ladder system is how simple it is. I don't get into super long explanations. That just slows you down. What will make the process quicker for you, and this is what I've discovered by seeing students take absolute quantum leaps, is we present the material to your subconscious mind in a way that it doesn't get bogged down with theory and a bunch of different things. You experience it, and it works, folks. Okay, well, look, I better get off the horn here, so enjoy that. Feel free to send email to pokesoo@gmail.com. I'll send you a free sample, and I'm getting 35,000 views a month. And if you want to check out my original CD review at Vintage Guitar Magazine, just go to vintageguitar.com, put in Steve Zook. Mr. Stephen Stone, who's bought 3 or 4 guitars for me, called me a prodigious composer and player. That means a lot to me. I'm really proud to be at their site. I give God, the universe, the one mind most of the credit, but I've worked my ass off, folks. But I really have something special here, and this is your opportunity to take a quantum leap on guitar, and you know you'll feel so great when you start to hear your own musical thoughts and finding them on the guitar. Nothing feels better than making real progress. So take care, and let's all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.